Let's take a look at repairing our NuCanoe kiss-off using 5200 marine adhesive. So this is a great option for kiss-offs using small cracks or any other small damage, as you'll see later. This can also be used in some applications when we through a scupper hole, but the plastic welding can also be a great option for that, which we'll have a link below to another video. So let's get started here. The first thing we're going to need to look at are the materials that we're going to be using. We need some kind of heat source here. We're going to use a torch here. We could also use a heat gun. We have some ISO alcohol here that we're going to use to clean the area. A razor blade is a good thing to have on hand. We use this actually to create our crack, but it can also be really good for cleaning up different edges. A rag, and then most importantly, we're going to have our 5200 fast cure adhesive here. This is for marine. There we go. And then we're also going to be needing some gloves. Okay, so with that, let's get started. The first thing we're going to want to do is clean up the area. So as you can see, this is going to be our crack damage. Push in, you can kind of see it right there. So we're going to want to spray some of this alcohol in there. We don't want to put too much. Wipe it out. If we have any big debris or anything like that, vacuum that out first. Make sure we get nice and clean. Now the next step here is you're going to want to heat it up. So first off, if you use alcohol, make sure it kind of degasses a little bit. But we're going to want to use our torch or a heat gun to start to kind of get it nice and warm in there. We don't want it to get too hot. We don't want to melt anything. We just want to get to start to get a little bit of a glaze on it. As you can see, there we go. Okay, so you just got a little bit of a glaze there. Next step is going to be taking our 5200. Follow the instructions on the back of the 5200, but it's going to be a pretty straightforward process as we take our 5200 and we put it into our kiss-off there. You can use a flat edge to kind of smooth it around, but the main goal we're looking for here is to get that 5200 in the hole and work it around so there's no air bubbles and we cover the entirety of the crack. So for this, I'm going to use these disposable gloves. You could use a flat edge. I find the gloves to work a little bit better. So when this is a brand new tip, we just opened this guy, but you're going to use the top, puncture it, and then we're going to squeeze in a generous amount. So just straight onto the bottom of the kiss-off there. There we go. Okay, so we got some in there. You can set this off to the side. Now what we're going to want to do is work it into the kiss-off. Again, making sure there's no air bubbles in the bottom and that we're covering the entirety of the area. This stuff is nice and flexible once it hardens, so it can kind of move with the boat. But as you can see, you just want to make sure there's no thick spots. Everything gets covered. Work it around a little bit. And there we go, just like that. And now we're going to let it sit. It needs to sit for 24 hours for this fast cure, but make sure you look at the instructions for whatever 5200 you get. But this has been fixing a kiss-off crack using 5200 on your NuCanoe.